Hi, I'm Rick with PLP Battery Supply and plpbattery.com. Today we're going to talk about a pretty common problem or an issue that we get asked about, and that is replacing an old style switch with one of our new switches. In this case, it's a 5-position switch in an old Century charger. We're going to replace it with our new switch, our model 697012. To do a switch replacement, it doesn't really require too many specialty tools. All you really need is apparently Nose Pliers will help you pull the terminals off the switch. A small blade screwdriver will help you tighten the knob on the switch because they have a set screw, a brass set screw in them. And then a multimeter or a voltmeter so that you can measure the voltage output. You don't need to know or have a wiring diagram to be able to do this. Basically, we can determine this by just hooking the thing up, running it through the positions, noting what the output voltages are, and then rearranging the wires on the back of the switch to make the thing have the correct output depending on the setting on the face of the charger. The thing to know is what this switch does. It has an AC input. In this case, it's a white wire that comes from the timer. Typically, if it has a timer, that's what the timer sends the AC current into the switch, then the switch sends it to the transformer. The outputs on the switch, they go to 4 discrete windings in the transformer. Each one of them corresponds to different output. All we're really doing is we're redirecting the AC input to one after another after another after another of the switches. So it only is ever going to be connected to one output. The first thing we're going to do is just take the wires off the old switch. I've already done that here to save some time. I've just hooked them up to the new one randomly. It doesn't really matter at this point because all we're going to do is we're going to make a note of what the outputs are. So we're going to turn this thing on and move the switch through its positions and take note of our outputs. So at the first position, we're at 7.7 volts. The second is 13.0. And I'm going to note these things over here for you. Our first one was at 7.7. So second position, we're getting 13 volts. At the third position, let's check it. We're getting 10.2. And on our fourth position, we're getting 11.5. So we're at 10.2 and 11.5. These positions on the switch actually correspond to terminals that are marked 2, 4, 6, and 8. All those numbers represent is the clock position on the face as you turn the timer through its positions. So off is at 12 o'clock, the first position's at 2 o'clock, and then 4, 6, and 8. So position 1 is at 2, 2 is at 4, 3 is at 6, and 4 is at 8 o'clock. That's pretty simple. The next thing we need to do is take a look and see on terminal number 2, we know that 7.7 is going to be, that's our lowest position. I want to know what color wire that is so I can tell where to hook it up. At terminal number 2, we have a red wire. I'm going to cheat here just a little bit because I know that that's our lowest position and that's in the right position already, so it's going to be on number 2. That one's not going to change. Our second one that's on the number 4 terminal, that's actually our highest voltage. And on the number 4 terminal, what we have is a purple wire, and that's going to have to move. That's actually, so that's our highest. That's going to have to actually be moved to our number 8 terminal. That's our highest terminal. And then our number 3 position, or the number 6 terminal, has got the yellow wire. That's our second highest voltage, 7 to 10 to 11 to 13. So that's our number 2 voltage. That means that's going to be on our second terminal position, which is actually our 4 o'clock position, so our number 4 terminal. And then the last one, 11.5, that's on terminal number 8 on here, and that is a gray wire. I'm going to call that gray. Okay, so we know that that's our third highest voltage. That'll be on our number 6 terminal in the third position. The first thing to do is to identify any of them that are in the right place. And in this case, the first one, the red one, is the only one that's in the right place. These are going to have to change. So I will literally just take this and go, oops, do that away. On our number, just get those all off there. The sequence of the terminals on the back of the switch, I made a note up here just to kind of reference, because even though they correspond, the numbers to the positions on the face as you turn it, the actual terminals across the back are out of order. They're actually arranged 8, 4, 2, 6 as you look across, like on here, as you look across this row, it's 8, 4, 2, 6. So the red wire is on the number 2 terminal in the correct position. We're going to leave that there, but I'm just going to start hooking the other ones up. We know that the number 6 terminal needs to be gray, and that's the last one. So we'll put that on first. It's right there on this end. The purple needs to go on the number 8, and the yellow needs to go on the number 4. So 4 is our second terminal, that's the yellow. The purple one goes on this first one here on this side. So now we have purple, yellow, red, and gray in that sequence. So number 8, purple is the one furthest here on this side. That's correct on number 8 terminal. Yellow is the second one here. That's on the number 4 terminal. Red on the number 2 terminal here, and then gray on the number 8 terminal. So all we want to do now, I'm sorry, gray's number 6 terminal, but it's on the furthest side. So the next step is just simply to test it and see if now they are operating in the correct sequence, which is really all we're concerned about. So we're going to turn it on. We're going to start at 0, should have no voltage. Yay for us. At the first position, or the 2 o'clock position, we've got 7 volts, which is where it should be. At the next position, the 4 o'clock position, we've got the 10 volt reading. Third position, or the 6 o'clock position, we've got the 11.6, it's 11.5 it's showing. So that's correct. And then the last position, the high position, 13 volts, that's where that's supposed to be. That's basically all there is to it. And then just install the switch, and that's the wiring. That's the way that you figure out the wiring on these things. And it works the same no matter what brand of charger it is that you're putting this in. As long as it's in this case, a 5-position switch, which is an off position, and then 4 power positions. As long as you got 4 wires, you got 4 terminals, that's the way it works. And you can do it that way every time. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions about it, you can always give us a call at PLP Battery Supply at 800-642-3451, and we'll be happy to discuss it with you. Thank you.